Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another edition of the Monie Podcast. I'm your girl, Monie, and today my guest is someone I came across organically on Instagram. And immediately I thought, okay, she's saying the quiet parts out loud. She's a writer, author, artist, and content creator who's known for keeping it real. Her content challenges social norms, workplace culture, and the unspoken rules we're often told to follow, especially as women. One of the videos that stopped me in my tracks was her take on not sharing personal information with your manager and how oversharing at work can actually work against you. Today, we're talking about truth-telling, boundaries, creativity, controversy, and what it really means to use your voice in a world that doesn't always want to hear it. Please help me welcome my guest, Diamond Dej. Hey, Diamond.
Hi, Monie. Thank you for having me. This is so great. I'm so excited.
Yes, I am so honored to have you. You know, it's just interesting how I came across your video and I just said, let me take a chance, send her a little message and see if she'll accept. And look, here we are.
Yes, I got it. Because I'm like, this is, I'm just kind of in maybe 2-ish years or so in like content where I'm actually like seeing growth and stuff. So yeah, when you reached out, I was like, this is great to have somebody, talk to about like my journey and what I've just been seeing and stuff like that and the feedback I've been getting.
Yes,
Yeah, I love your little spiel and getting. It's so amazing. Like,
thank you. Where exactly are you right now? Where are you at?
so I'm actually in Nashville.
Nashville.
I'm in Nashville. We are currently day 3 iced in because of the snowstorm. Yeah, like honestly, I think the roads are good, but like I have our driveway is completely like thick ice. So
Been with us.
I'm like
Wow.
chance it and try to drive off that driveway. It's just the ice. Yeah.
It sounds like you guys got it worse than us then. We were snowed in yesterday and the day before, but today we're back up and running. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm hoping tomorrow will be the last day. If not, maybe I can get out tomorrow.
Yes. Crossing fingers. Crossing
Yes,
fingers.
I am crossing.
I want to touch a little bit on your story and why you began creating. You know, for people who are just discovering who you are, who is Diamond Dej beyond Instagram? Tell us a little bit about that, girl.
All right, let's see. Well, because I don't want to make it like a whole long story, but I would say from if I started from a young age, I've always been a very creative person. I actually started off as a poet. I would write poetry all the time. I love music. I just love writing. Like writing has always been a thing that I always love to do. And I'm a Black neurodivergent girl. Like I'm a neurodivergent. I grew up in the hood of St. Louis, so you could just imagine how like this Black neurodivergent girl who loves to write and loves words growing up in the hood of St. Louis. It was like, of course, that was not accepted. Like nobody really didn't mess with that. I was called weird throughout my whole entire life because they're like, why are you doing that? Why are you writing? Why are you, doing all this stuff?
Yeah.
Um, but I've always just been creative. So when I went to college, I actually went to college for journalism. And hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to college for journalism and I got my bachelor's in journalism and convergence. It was actually like writing, learning how to work a camera. I had my own camera and stuff. So I really learned how to create content during school. So when I got out and actually kind of like in the ends of me graduating, I was like, you know what? I want to start a YouTube channel. So I started my YouTube channel actually in 2018. And I was just posting videos, but they were just random. But it would always be me speaking on like a political issue, a current social issue, something going on with women, dynamics between women and men relationships. It would always be things of that nature that I just would just put the camera on and I would just start talking about it. I used to do reaction videos on my YouTube. If you take a deep dive on there, you will see like I still have reaction videos of everything. And yeah, it's kind of so with the videos here, I was like, where do I spend most of my time at? Because I was like, dang, the only time I really have to really create content now is like when I'm driving. I was like, I be at work all the time. I was in school, you know what I'm saying? I was like, so it's like between work, school, I'm like, driving is really the only time when I can have like 30 minutes to an hour. And I was like, why don't I just make videos in the car? Because I was like, this is a good 30 minutes to an hour that I have where I could just say whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
Doing that. So on Instagram and TikTok before, well, most of my Instagram content was mainly like my artist stuff because I actually moved to Nashville for songwriting. So I moved here maybe it's been like 4 years now for songwriting. I worked with a lot of artists and producers. A lot of my songs have been on TV shows and commercials. So I have TV like Abbott, my songs on Abbott Elementary, All American, Walmart ads, Victoria's Secret ads, stuff like that.
Nice.
But I was just like, you know what? I have my own camera. Shout out to my brother. You know, he bought that camera for me years back. And I was like, you know, I'm just gonna start recording my thoughts. Like that was literally, I was like, I'm just gonna start recording my thoughts. I didn't know where that was going because just like I don't know if people want to hear this. I don't know if this is, but you know what? If I talk to myself a lot anyway, I don't think talking to yourself is weird.
It's a bad thing. No.
Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? Some people may find this weird, but I'm like, I talk to myself about a variety of stuff, like the stuff that I care about. I was like, so why don't I just put that on camera? I do it anyway. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if that camera was there or not, I'd probably be talking about that stuff. So I was like, you know what? That's something it's something I could easily do. So I was like, I set my camera up in my car. And every time I had to drive to school, drive to work, whatever, I just press play and I would just start saying whatever I felt like was on my mind, on my heart, I just started saying. And at first it was going nowhere. Like I was posting like so many different videos and it was just like whatever, but I didn't really care about or really think about where it would go because I was more concerned with being consistent. Because you know, and you're creative too. You could probably speak to like, you'll have ideas and things that come up, and you like do one of the ideas or two, but you really won't see progress until you just stay at it.
Yes, consistent. Yeah.
And, I was one of those creatives, kind of still am, but I'm learning more. I was kind of a person. I was like, I'm so interested in all this stuff. I want to talk about this, or I want to do this and this. And I kind of just needed to pinpoint, like, okay, even though you have all these interests, you need to kind of stick with one thing and just get in the habit of doing it over and over and over again. So with these videos, I was like, this is something I could do every day. It's something that comes very natural to me. Like, you know, some people have problems with, oh my God, you know, what am I going to post today? What am I going to?
Yeah.
If I'm doing the same thing every day, I don't have to worry about, you know, what I'm going to post today. And then I'm doing something that comes natural to me, which is speaking about the things that I care about or I like or whatever. So I'm like, I could do this every day. So that's what ended up making the videos, because I was like, every day I would get in my car if I was going to school or going to work. I just press record and I just go. Yeah, I got my first thing. I go, okay, what do you need to tell the people today? What do you want to tell them? I just ideas will pop up and I just start. And that's literally how it happens.
That's how it is.
Yeah, I say like a bunch of stuff in a video for probably, sometimes it's 22 minutes, sometimes it's 30 minutes. If I got a lot to say, it's an hour. And then I just, you know, turn the camera on.
I love that. And that's your whole setup. If you go to her page on Instagram, you just see yourself seated in your car, you're driving, and you just get right into it. You know, you just about different topics, different subject matters. And I feel everyone can relate. They're just real. I feel they're things that we think, but you say them out loud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my gosh, I think this, but I would never say this stuff.
Yeah. Because you know what? I think I've learned, and because I have been online for a while, like I said, I started my YouTube in 2018, but I just think that's like, I've gotten the most feedback from people when I'm just being authentic and being like, people are in need of just authenticity and realness. There's so much like fake stuff and it's just like some like people appreciate realness, even when it's just like they appreciate somebody saying the hard thing out loud or saying the thing that they know is true, but nobody says it. It's like I don't have nothing to be, I've been through so much. I don't have nothing to be like ashamed of or whatever. I just want to be real. And if this is my thought, I try not to limit or edit myself when I'm speaking. I just when something comes up, it's coming out the way it comes out. And I don't try to think, oh, let me not, I don't try to edit myself in the moment. I'm like, no, whatever I'm feeling, I'm just gonna say it, and the people it relates to, gonna relate to. And I think that has been the case.
Yeah. Because your bio says keeping it real, and honesty is like the central piece to your work. Would you say, do you see that your content is a form of self-expression, like educating, healing, or is it all of the above? Would you say?
I think it's all the above. I think what I want, and I'm very happy that my channels are turning into, is really just me being my authentic self. Like, and that's what I appreciate so much about it. I'm not trying to fake and be somebody I'm not. I'm not trying to take from anybody else. Like, I just wanted to show up as me. Like, this is who you see in them videos is exactly who you see here. Like, there is no, is she different? Is she not? Like, obviously through the videos, you can't see all of me, all parts, but in that moment, like, that's who I was in that moment. Like, and if you look at the collection of videos, that's me, and I'm proud of it. It's like, I spoke what I really felt. I don't feel bad about it. There are people who criticize, stuff I say and all this, but honestly, I spoke what I felt. I mean, that was real to myself, and I was authentic to myself. So I'm proud of that. I'm not ashamed of that at all. So I do think, and I think it's all based off of what I've learned in my life. Like it's all this stuff, like growing up as a kid and just all this stuff. I think that what I've learned is, because I've been bullied and all that, and I've been a people pleaser before, and it's just like, that got me nowhere. Like, and anybody who's a people pleaser, that gets you nowhere. So at some point, you just be yourself, and you just don't care what people think.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's where I'm at in life. It's like, I'm done trying to people please or done trying to be seen a certain way so people don't think one way. I'm just me, and I just keep it real, because it's like that. The other way, not being yourself or hiding yourself or containing yourself, that's gonna get you nowhere. But you're gonna be upset with yourself.
That's true.
I just made it like a vow to myself years back. I'm like, I'm just gonna be me, do what I want, do what I believe, say what I feel, and I don't really care what nobody think about it. And once I've really embraced that, it's just been great.
After that, it's true. Yeah. So that's a testament to show that you just have to be true to yourself and just value your own feelings and really just put yourself forward so that others can see what you're about, and not really sugarcoating anything, because what you're doing is just self-expression at its best, and you're being authentic, as you say. I wanted to touch on a little bit of some of the content, and maybe if there's any controversy around some of the things that you've posted. Is there a piece of content that has received the strongest reaction that you've posted?
Like, kind of like negatively, like skewed and negative, or not, maybe not. Yeah, and the video that I really think people kind of misunderstood. So there's this video that I was saying how, like, older people are, it was a video I was saying about older people retirement. And pretty much what I was saying, I was like, because I have a lot of older people working my job, and the two responses that older people either tell me is that they're still working, like people who are over the retirement age, still working. And they would either say, I'm just doing it because I just love to work. I don't want to be bored in the house watching TV. I want to be at work. And then some people are like, no, I need the healthcare, whatever. And so the question I was asking in the video was like, which one is it? Like, are older people who are over the retirement age, are they like, because to me, and maybe it's like, growing up in the hood, like nobody wants to work. So this idea, like, you're over retirement age and you're working for the love of it, it just didn't sit right with me. I'm like, why would somebody work for just, I just love to work when you've been working your whole life. Like, and that video, everybody thought I was attacking old people. I had to turn the comments off. They were like, you're attacking old people. You need to leave old people alone. And I was never attacking old people, but the way that they interpreted that video, they thought I was like attacking and making fun of old people or people over retirement age. And I was like, I'm literally just trying to get more insight on the reason why you see people who over the retirement age still working. That was really the video.
That's a good one.
Video, oh my God, I had to that's the only video I had to turn the comments off. Because I was like, I would never do that. So.
Well, we're going to have to take a little snippet of that one. Let's roll it. We're going to listen to just a little bit of that one. All right, take a listen to this.
The older people who still working, who claim they retired, all of them are just saying, oh yeah, I'm just here because I just didn't want to be bored all day at the house. I really think the reality is this. I think that they can't afford to not work. Whatever money that they supposedly got, it ain't enough. And I believe that's why they working. I don't think the retirement money or Social Security, whatever they got, I honestly don't think that it's enough. And that's why they working. I think they lying. I think older people are lying, saying, oh, I'm just working here a few hours a week so I can know you working here a few hours a week because you need the money. If you didn't need the money, if you was good, why the would you want to clock in at work? Am I tripping? Older people's lives really that boring where they just watch TV all day? Like, there's nothing else for older people to do? Older people who claim they retire, I think they're lying to us.
So we just heard a little piece of the video. So yeah, I could see why people would probably take a little bit of what you're saying, but I totally get it. I've worked with people that have retired. You work with individuals, they've retired, but they come back as casuals or, they still come back. And a lot of them, I find they're just like, I'm just not ready. I can't build a routine outside of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard for that, but your video touches on that, and I could kind of see where everyone's coming from. But it is something that's worth exploring, like a different topic. It might even be a little subject I should have on.
Yeah, and when I watched that video back, because I always like, why are people that like? What did I do to make them that mad? Right? I really do. I don't think it was what I was saying. I think it was just the energy that I was in. Because I was speaking very just like outright. And I think people took that as me dissing. But I was really just curious. But I think it was really the way and the energy in which I was speaking that made people feel attacked.
Okay.
I don't think it was what I was saying, but I think it was how it made people feel on guard. And I think that's why people felt like I was. Yeah,
definitely. I wanted to touch on another one of your videos. There's a video that you spoke about canceling repetitively, like if you're making plans with someone and they cancel. I've been in a few of those situations, and I'm like, yes, exactly.
That was actually one of my most recent videos too.
Yeah, that one really got me, and I'm like, you make plans with people and it's it's always the same person, and that you call them like flaky. Oh, that one's flaky. She's flaky. You say, all right, so Sunday night, we're going to link up. We're going to do whatever. And it's like they cancel maybe an hour before. And you're like,
yeah, it's like, yeah, you're done. Like, because my thing is people who do that, like I think in the video, I said you get one cancellation, one postpone. You really got one time to postpone. Like if we, make a plan, oh, we're going to go out to dinner to eat. Oh,
yeah. But it can't always be, okay.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh, okay, not this Friday, next, maybe Tuesday. Okay. Tuesday, my schedule cool. Then Monday come around, you like, I know it's what, because at this point, just be real and just say you don't want to go or something. I would rather somebody just tell me the real truth why they like after the first time. I would rather you tell them the truth of why you're really doing it versus just kind of keep trying to prolong it. It's like, no, because now I don't want to go. Like, I don't want to go. Yeah, now I don't want to do anything with you because I
don't want to go anymore.
Keep prolonging it. It's like you either just like we all grown. Like you just you just don't want to do it, or you just don't want to spend the money or whatever. I'd rather somebody be real than to keep.
Yes.
No, next Wednesday, and then no, you're good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
That happens a lot. That happens a lot. Would you say that people have a tendency to just cancel because of the now? We're now in 2026, and it's not like back in the days where people valued meeting up in person and just really having that connection. Nowadays, people don't really cherish that or have that. Would you say it's because of the times and how we are progressing in
it
life?
could be, but I just think it's just a lack of and this is one thing I hate, being inconsiderate. Like, I think so many people are just inconsiderate. Like, they think of, I get, you have to think of yourself, but if you're involving someone else, like, you have to consider them. And I just really cannot stand when people lack considerableness. It's like, we made these plans, if you don't want to go, like if I made a plan, I'm like, oh, okay, I can't go no more because something else. I could just let you know, like, hey, look, I know that we had plans to do this, but this came up, or honestly, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Maybe, in a few months, whatever, but just be considerable. And I think that's what
Yes.
the times are missing. People are not considerate. And it's, to me, it's sad. Like, I'm sort of an empath. So, and I kind of always been empathic. Like, I kind of feel for others. And like, when people are just not considerate, it's just like, it's such a turn off to me.
It is a turn off.
Sin or not, just being inconsiderate of somebody else's time or space, it's just sad to me.
It's true, because even nowadays, like even making plans with a friend or a coworker, I find those always get delayed. And I always try to reach out after it's been delayed. Like, okay, so we didn't get to link up Saturday. How about Sunday? And then Sunday comes and it flops. And I'm always trying. And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to stop trying now. You get to where you're like, and it makes me think though, what's the main reason for that? You touched on it, if it's they're being inconsiderate, but you kind of wonder if people just don't care about bonding with people the way we used to anymore. It goes down to phone call. Me personally, I don't like to talk on the phone. If you're texting me, we're good. But the minute you start to call, I'm like, why are you calling me? We were doing so good texting.
Well, that comes to being an introvert. Like, I'm
such an introvert.
Yeah, I'm a between. Have you ever heard somebody say I'm an introvert extrovert? Yes. I'm kind of an introvert extrovert. Like, when I'm in the setting to be an extrovert and I feel comfortable, I can talk to people. But I am truly an introvert, meaning I like to charge on my own, everything like that. So for me, like, I'm enjoying my alone time. So you just calling, I don't like you just calling, because now if I pick up this phone, I am not necessarily risking my energy, but I'm pretty much risking my energy to be tampered with, because I don't know what can bring in. So now I'm in a peaceful space, and then if I answer this phone, depending on where you're at or what you finna tell me, now I am risking my energy to not be peaceful and to be tampered. And it's just like, that's not worth it to me. Like, tell me what you want.
What you want?
Especially, and I think in that video I was saying, this girl who I was an associate with, at an old job I used to work. I don't work there no more. And we were just associates. We were not really friends. We just talked kind of on the job a little bit. She called me out of nowhere, and I was like, I'm not. You did better texting me what you wanted, babe, because I'm not answering this call. And I'm sorry if it sounds bad, but I'm like, babe, and I think it's been years. It's been like a year. So I'm like, why would you just call?
Oh, yeah.
I was so perplexed. I was like, yeah, you're going right to voicemail. Like, you just text me what you want, because I haven't seen you in about 2-ish years. We were not friends. We were just associates, and I don't even work at this place. So I'm like, what do you want?
That's true. That's true. I like how you say protect your energy. You have to protect it. You don't know what you're getting into to mesh. And that often happens when you take certain phone calls or mix with someone who you haven't spoken to in a good while. And then you regret afterwards, like, why did I even answer that call?
Exactly.
And I just feel all like, that just threw me off. You know, it messes with you a little bit. That energy, you touched on it, right? When you say that energy, you don't know what type of energy you're bringing into your space.
And the thing is with me, I don't know, maybe everybody should know I'm big on like energy. Like I wear crystal, I wear crystal necklaces.
Nice.
I make necklaces for people and stuff. I am very big on energy. Like I am very big on protecting peace, protecting energy. So that's why I really enjoy my alone time, because it's like I just enjoy myself. I enjoy my company. I think I'm funny. So I be watching some of my videos and I be like, bro, I'm funny. Like, why did I say that? You know what I'm saying? I really do enjoy myself. So if there's anybody coming around or people at work or a friend and you not coming in the right energy, because it's like I have gotten, and I've been like this for some years now. So I'm just so used to it. Like once you finally get a taste of peace, I remember when I first got a taste of peace, I thought my life was boring. And people, it was like, you're so used to toxicness that when you get your first taste of peace, you think, there's nothing going on. But the moment you recognize it as peace and then you start living in that, you would do anything to protect it. Because you're like, this is great. Like, I don't have the stress. I don't have the worry. So anybody coming in to ruin that, gotta go, gotta get dismissed. Because I enjoy it too much. I enjoy my peace.
You haven't had this. You ain't gotta come around and mess up what I am built. And we're
I can't let my peace.
Can't have that.
Now, not no more. You know, I used to be toxic back in the day. But I used to not know what peace was. Like my life, like, you know, when you're so used to toxic, you think it's normal. And then when I learned, like, oh, this is not normal, this is actually toxic, I gotta, make a change. And then I made the change. I was like, oh, my life is boring now. I don't have anything going on, anybody, I'm not dealing with anybody, all this. But then when I realized, oh, this is actually peace. Now I've been in that for years now, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm never giving this up to anybody,
Yeah, you realize your worth, and this is it. You've built this, worked too hard to have this. Yeah. It's true. Once you have peace, you don't want to go back to the chaos and the negativity and the toxic environment. So that's really good. Really stay there and nurture in that. I want to touch on a little bit on some of the videos that you post. How do you handle some of the backlash of like maybe being misunderstood online? Do you ever get any inbox messages, like anyone saying anything?
Most of my inbox messages are people who like, I really love your videos. Like, and to me, those outweigh the bad ones, or people saying, oh, you're blah, blah, blah. Because the reality of it is I'm not here to be liked by everyone. And I'm not going to be liked by everyone. Like, I just want to be liked, or I just want the people who relate to relate. I don't make a video thinking I want everybody in the world to like this video or like my page. Yeah. Everybody's not gonna like me, and that's fine. And I know that. I just want to reach the people that it needs to speak to. So like I said, the older people video, that was the most backlash.
That was the most one. Yeah.
But you know what? I'm also a person, like, I'm open to criticism too. Like if somebody is coming in like, hey, just so you know, like if somebody's like, hey, you kind of curse, so like, could you stop cursing? Like, I'm not gonna be mad at that. Like, that's just constructive criticism I can take into next time I'm recording. Maybe so I can, hinder myself. Like, I'm open to, like, there was somebody who was like, hey, you need to get a mini mic. They was like, I could really hear you get a mini mic. And I was like, you know what? Thanks for the feedback. Like, I might consider getting a mini mic, whatever it is to make the content better. I'm very much open to constructive criticism if it's in the right energy, right? But if somebody is just like, oh, I don't like your video, so you one person to however the other many people who do like it. So I come into this, and I've been on the internet coming into this knowing that not everybody's gonna like my video. Now, what really was difficult in my YouTube days when I first started YouTube, oh my God, especially when there was one point where my YouTube was, I think I actually have a series on my YouTube, and it's called Wake Up Ladies, and it's all reaction videos about like the dynamics between men and women in dating.
Oh,
so many men like they were saying so much bad stuff. Like I had a dude make a whole video about me saying how much I was this, I was that, all this stuff. That during that time, that's what really made me like numb to it all. Cause I was like, there was one person, like a bunch of men attacking me for the comments I was saying because I was stuff on YouTube. And that was probably the most time I faced so many like bad comments and people reporting videos and stuff. After that, I was like, I could get through anything. Like, cause none of that fake, you don't know me. Like, and that's the thing about the internet is, and I've been through so much stuff that it's like, you can say what you want. I know myself. So it's like, there's nothing anybody on the internet can say that's going to make me not know myself or make me feel bad because I know who I am. Like if somebody called me ugly, I think I'm beautiful. Next, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not gonna do anything. Like I know myself, so I don't really let negative comments or anything. It's like, okay, like that's so random. And they usually have no profile picture. And that's how you really know. Like they usually have the people who usually are talking bad or whatever, they usually have no profile picture. Or if you click the profile, it's private. So it's like you don't even have the guts to show a face or who you are.
Yes.
You're under my comment. Like there was one girl, I don't like this video, whatever. Okay, well go under somebody else's comments video that you like. I don't. Because I told her, and I do like to troll people sometimes. Like if you like troll, I do troll sometimes because it's like, okay, like now you're playing. Like one girl, she called my necklace demonic, my crystal necklace. She was like, "You're wearing that. That's you need to be saved," and da 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 da. And I'm just like, oh. I was like, okay, well then go under somebody else's video and comment that you like. It's so many people. So much content creators out there. There's so much videos online every day. You could find somebody you like. Because guess what? If I didn't like you, I wouldn't be under your comment section, saying anything. So I'm gonna troll this word. Some people are trolling. Yeah, some people.
But I like that you don't let the negativity get to you. You've built yourself up. You have that tough skin now. You're coming from a place where maybe that would have affected you before to a place where you're like, yeah, I know who I am. I know my worth. I know what I'm saying. So, it's a testimony. And to our listeners, I just want to encourage you to not let negative words really try to break you down. Yeah. Never let that really get under your skin, because sometimes it's a distraction. When you're bound for greatness, these negative words just come at you, and these negative comments and negative people. And it's almost always when you're so close.
Yeah.
Greatness as to what you are. So I really admire that you don't really let that get under your skin. I want to touch on another layer of you that people might not fully know. You're a published author.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Your book is called College Guys Ruined Lives. Like, tell me about that title. I saw the title. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, as you can see, like I like to have things that's just very straight up, but that title, so that book, it's a coming of age story. It's a fiction story about a 17-year-old girl going off to college for the first time. And a lot of young girls can relate. You deal in a relationship with guys, new friendships, parties, all this stuff. But really the inspiration for that book, my book, was my freshman year of college, right? So I really wrote from just a lot of experiences that I experienced. I seen other girls experience while I was in college, and I kind of put all those experiences together. And I was like, this is something that I wish, like after my freshman year, I was like, man, I wish I would have known then what I know now. Right. I was like, man, I wish I would have, had somebody or older sister, whatever. So I really wrote that book because I was like, this, like a young girl will need this. Like if they read this book, I want them to read this. And I want them to like question that relationship that they're in, or question that situationship that they're dealing with, or question that friend. Or so that's what it really is about. It's a fictional story, but it is taking experiences that I've seen other women and what I've went through myself as a young girl going to college. And it's like putting it all in a story. So by the end of it, when you read it, you go, wow, like, I want better for myself, or maybe I should question this friendship or question this, like it just to make you second guess, or make you just rethink, the type of relationships and friendships that you have in your life.
Yes.
So that's, and I could have named it something else, but I was like, and I think the reason why I named it College Guys and Real Lives is because each kind of girl in the story, her
Yes.
life was kind of was affected because there was a guy. Like it was, whether it was a boyfriend or whoever was dealing with, they were pained because of the guy in their life or some guy in their life. So I know it's kind of a controversial title. I was like, you know what, college guys, college guys were in lives, because to me that really, even though it's not about college guys, like it's not really about college guys, but
Yes.
it's kind of a warning. It's a warning
Around there.
It's a warning title for sure. Yeah.
So some of the themes that it explores is like about women like getting played or toxic relationships.
Yeah.
And a male.
Yeah. Black womanhood, young Black girl womanhood. It touches on SA, it touches on domestic violence, it just touches on these topics that young girls, when they might not recognize what it is because they're so young, you know what I'm saying? But when they face it, they like, oh, this is not right. And it just really touches on like when you don't speak up for yourself, or when you don't know what to say, or when you don't know how to handle a situation, how far or how much of a hole you really can dig yourself in because you're just not aware of red flags. It definitely touches on red flags in dating. But it also touches on like friendships and women being there for one another, so
Yes.
I think it's a very good book. I think it's a very good book for especially middle schoolers, high schoolers for sure. And when I actually go around and I like do book giveaways and stuff, and I probably want to see you a book if you let me.
Yeah, okay. I could send you mine. We could do a little.
Yeah, I want to see you a book. But I've talked to like high schoolers, middle schoolers, because those are the kids that really, obviously they're in college, so it could be for college kids too. But those are the kids, they might, they already are going through certain relationship stuff and certain things, so and they'll be getting up into, being a freshman in college. So, I do my best to like speak to kids around in different communities and just give out books because I'm like, this might help some. I'm just trying to help somebody because I didn't get the help, I had to learn the hard way, like
Yes.
do. So I'm like, this could be a learning curve potentially for a young girl out there. So that's really just the main mission for the book. Like if that book can help one young girl or one person go, yes, I don't think I'm gonna, be in this situation. I don't think I'm gonna ignore them red flags from the rip. Then I've done my job as an artist.
Yes. So a reader will walk away feeling or thinking that they can spot some of these situations.
Yeah.
Before they kind of
blow
up. Ultimately.
Yeah. The way that I wrote the main character is she continues to be faced with red flags and things she should be concerned with, and she just ignores them through the whole book. Oh. And then by the end of the book, you realize she's in like such a big mess, and it's like. It's kind of like a thing is like, this is what's going to happen if you ignore it. You see, she ignored this and now look, now she deeper. And then she ignored this one. Now she in it. It's kind of written like that. So it's kind of written like the main character is not necessarily intentionally, but unintentionally because she's not aware. She's ignoring red flags. She's going back to people who hurt her. She's doing these things because she wants acceptance. She wants everybody to, see her and think of, oh, you're so great, whatever. So she keeps just ignoring the things that she should really be paying attention to. And it's written like that. So by the time you get to the end, you like, wow, yeah, I don't want to be in that situation. So I'm not going to do what the main character did kind of thing. Like I'm going to do what the main character.
I like that. That's almost like a blueprint. Every woman should really definitely get in contact with that book so they can know and be aware and ultimately dodge, as they would say, some of these bullets, you dodge some of the situation.
Yes.
From reading that, did writing this book change your views on like dating men or change your view on yourself when you compiled it together?
I think that just going through the experience of like a freshman year in college as a young girl, the book is just really like me kind of signing off that chapter. Because like my freshman year, I learned so much about myself. I learned so much about dating, right? So the book was like, it was kind of like after my freshman year of college, I was like, you know what? That year was so monumentous. Like there was so much stuff that happened, bad, good. I gotta write a book about it. Like it was real. I was like, I have to like put like some of the stuff you just couldn't make up. I'm like, I was like, I have to make this year into a book because it was that to me it was that crazy and just like the testimony from other. I was like, I have to just. I would be wrong to have the ability to write and not make this book. So not publish that. Yeah. So and actually, I had wrote the book probably like in 2019. But I wrote it and it was just on my laptop for years and years and years. And this is speaking to like having the confidence in yourself because I wrote the book and I was just like, oh, I didn't think it was a big deal. I mean, I finished all everything and it was just sitting on my laptop. I didn't even think about publishing it until maybe last year or year before. I was working with a producer friend who I do music with. And she was, and I'm just talking to her, whatever. Nobody knew I wrote this book. Like it was just something that I just wrote, never released. And, I was talking to her and I was like, yeah, I wrote a book. And she was like, you wrote a what? I was like, I wrote a book. She was like, she was like, you wrote a book. It is not released. I was like, yeah, I didn't really follow. She was like, you're sleeping on yourself. Like, you wrote a whole book.
Yes.
The topic that it's about, and you're not doing the due diligence of actually publishing it.
Getting it out there.
Yeah. When she said that, it really made me go, wow, I really am sleeping on myself. Like, yeah, I wrote a whole book and it's sitting here just on my laptop, not out, not doing so. The moment I had that conversation, I was like, yeah, I'm going to put the book out. And then I got into like the mode of doing research and everything I need to do to self-publish. Because I was like, yeah, like you wrote this book years ago and it's just sitting there and like, and it's one of those things where, and as a creative too, you don't think the things you're doing is big until like other people tell you. Yeah. So, yeah. And it was one of those things like, oh, to me, it was like, oh, okay, I wrote this, but so like, it doesn't matter. But it took that conversation for me to go, yeah, that is big. Like that. I really should just, follow through the steps. So last year I released the book early, like May of last year. So yeah, and I'm very proud of that because I was like, you know what, I'm finally got this story out. So and it's today, and now I've had the opportunity to go talk to students, and that's been so fun. Talk to young girls and answer their questions about like dating and red flags and stuff. And that just makes me feel like so much better. I'm like, oh, I finally get to help, maybe, I'm like, please ask me questions, because I'm like, I might can help this young girl with whatever this question is based on how I answer it. This might help her with whatever situation she got going on. So that's so nice. Yeah.
And that's a good feeling. You just never know who needs to hear your story, or who you're helping just by sharing that one little bit of. It's a lived experience, it's personal. Some of them, as you say, are taken from your own life or friends that you know, but you never know who needs to hear that just so that they can like use it in their own personal, growth. So I'm really glad that you're able to get that feedback from that friend and say, listen, stop sleeping on yourself. And
I needed that because sometimes you don't, sometimes the but it takes somebody to activate it. And when she said those words, I was like, yeah, that's right. Wow. All these, I was like, yeah, what?
Yeah. It's a big deal.
No, right? But it's just, I don't know.
It's a big deal.
It just took that moment.
Yes. I guess it was scary for you. Was it scary, like putting this part of your voice into the world in a more permanent way than social media? Because you can't like take that down, It's
and I think that a part of it was also just like being scared because not knowing like what it's happening to be. But because this is my first book I wrote, and I wrote it when I was like just a year out of college. And like, even though I'm a writer and I, journalism, I was writing and stuff, I never just wrote a book. So I think I was just nervous. I'm like, oh, what are people? And I think that's probably why I didn't put it out. Because I was like, put this out and like, what if people read it and be like, what? Or, it was just, like, what if people read and be like, this is just the worst book ever? Like, because
Yeah,
like,
I know that feeling.
you don't really know until, you do get feedback and people do read it. It's like, even with my music, like what's so crazy about the music too is, like, I was just writing songs and stuff in my room when I was back home in St. Louis. I put some stuff out, but I really never got like feedback on like my music at all, or if I could rap or anything. It was just something I did as a kid, but I didn't know if I was good, right? Like, no, like I didn't know if I was compared to like the people who are good. I didn't know if I was good. So then when I came to Nashville, and then I started working with people, they're like, you're really good. Oh my God, you're amazing. And I'm like, what?
You don't see that. Yeah.
I didn't know until you get in kind of like the world and community of people who are in that space. And then you kind of hear that and you go, oh, I guess I'm good. I didn't know. I was just doing this in my room. And so it was the same thing with the book. It was like, I don't know if this is good. I just wrote it, And then when I start having other people read it and producers read it, they're like, this is really good. I'm like, really? Like, I'm just a girl who wrote this, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very, I think in the beginning, when you're new to something, it's scary because you like, I did this thing, but I don't know if it's good. I don't know if this is something people will relate to, or I just did it. And then, you're afraid to kind of like show people, like as a creative, that's what we're afraid to kind of like show people our work. It's like,
self-doubt. Yeah.
Like the stuff that we create is so close to us. Like we put ourselves into things. So
baby.
We don't want to hear like, you give it somebody to see like, oh, this is trash or this is so bad, because it makes you feel like
automatic. It shuts you down. Yeah.
It's just like, dang. Like, so I think that's part of the reason why I didn't put the book out to begin with. It took me so long. I was like, what if this is just like, in the book community or book world or readers? I'm like, I never wrote a book before. I know, and I don't, that critique of like maybe it being like something that's just so bad that was the reason why I was like, I'm not gonna put this out. But that was now up until the point of last when I released it and hearing my friend, I was like, well, now I'm at a point where I really don't care, that much anymore about what people think. I did back then, but now I don't really care so much more about what people think. And, you gotta put yourself out there. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do it this time.
Exactly. You gotta live your truth. And just hearing your story reminds me of myself, how I got into publishing, because I released my book in 2016, and it's basically a collection of poetry, self-help activities, but it's very personal. It's my story on how I overcame depression, anxiety, and bullying. And how I got into publishing was my therapist basically would read some of my work in our sessions. And she was like, your poems, they're quite good. And I was like, okay. You should look into publishing. These are really good. Like, people need to see this side of depression, what it looks like, because you so well in your writing. And I'm like, these are dark poems. What are you talking about? I don't want to read that stuff. Nobody wants to read this. She's like, no, I'm telling you, you really should consider it. And I took her word for it, and I really started the journey and say, all right, we're gonna publish. Let's give it a go. But you start to self-doubt. You're like, people are gonna look at you like, oh, so you're gonna in yourself. Oh, you have these dark thoughts. I really thought about that, and that's what held me back for so long. But sometimes you just need that one person to nudge you, push you in the right direction. Just if people want to hear it, stop listening to the negative voice. Go ahead and do it. So I really relate to your story and as to how your friend really said you're sleeping on yourself. Get this book out there, and now here it is. But totally relate to the negative voice that can sometimes try to shut you down and make you think you're not enough.
And people, we are our worst critics. Like, people are not just
exactly.
If it's one thing I've learned on my creative journey is, if people don't do it, if they don't understand like the highest degree of something, they don't know what's good. It's kind of like when you're doing a talent show and you're singing. We only know you messed up if you tell us you messed up, right? If I know the tone you're singing, I'm just listening, right?
Oh,
But the moment you go, oh man, oh dang, now I know that stuff. But if you would have just made something up, I would have never known. And that's honestly what creative is. It's like you put it out to people. They never wrote a book before. They never wrote poems before and been through the process. They don't know what they really don't know. Like good and bad is so subjective. Like it's not. And I think too, like even like putting out videos, whether it's music or a book, I think I've learned that like not everybody is gonna like this, and you have to be okay with it. Like, you have to put things out knowing that this is not for everybody.
It's true.
But I want it to be for who it's for. Yeah. And I think that's what gave me a push. I'm like, you know what? This book is not for everybody. My content is not for everybody. Everybody is not going to love this, but the people who need it, the people who want to hear it, they will. And that's why I do this, because it's for those people, right? It's not for everybody. And everybody is not going to like it. So I post, I publish, I do it because I'm content with knowing that this not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but for the people who it need to find, or it will speak to, it will hopefully get there, like how you found my video, like and that's why I do it for. And I think that's the in like putting out your creative stuff is the people who need it will find it, and it won't be for everybody, and that's okay.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Hope you guys are enjoying our conversation. We're speaking to author, content creator, Diamond Dej. And I wanted to add a follow-up to what you said with your book. What's one line or a moment in the book that still sticks with you?
I think it's this, oh my God. It's this, let me see if I can get it. Oh, it's not too bad. It's like, so there's like, maybe the second to last chapter, like chapter 11 or something, there's like this big blow up, like the main character and this guy who she been in the situationship for the whole year, like they finally have this like super just they kind of not been telling each other how they really feel about each other through the whole book, and then this moment is where like it just comes all out. It's like, and the guy starts off like, she goes over to his apartment or whatever, and he says like, yeah, I could hurt your feelings if I wanted to or something. And she's like, please do.
Oh my gosh, please do. Try.
It was just like, like just, he's just like, I could hurt your feelings if I wanted. It's like, oh, okay. And then he actually do proceed to hurt her feelings. But it's like he lied about the whole thing. It's so crazy. But I just think about that line because it's like, I could hurt your feelings if I wanted to. It's like,
I wanted to, yeah.
Like, you didn't do it then. Like I could hurt your feelings. Like you trying to intentionally hurt people, but I don't know, that line just every time if I do read a book again, even though I wrote it, and what's so interesting, and maybe you feel this way about like your poems and your book and stuff.
Yes.
Like when you wrote it at the time you wrote it and where you were at in life, you were like, this is I'm for this character, I'm for this. Then years later, as you grow and develop, when I read my book now, oh my God, that main character get on my nerves so bad. Like I remember when I first wrote the book, I was like, yeah, I'm on the main character side. She got a record through this way. Now when I read that story, the main character makes me so mad. I'll be like, oh my God, why are you not getting the signs? Why are you just letting this happen? I'd be so mad at the main character when I read my story now. And I even be like, man, some of these guys was right. I'd be like, he was kind of right, because you still not like, it's so fun to have with growth and development, just years going by, like you.
Exactly. You outgrew that person, that character, you outgrew them, and they're not catching up to where you are. So now you look back and look at it like, come on.
Yeah, like, oh, I get so mad when I read my book now. I'm like, oh my God, like I made this character. And I really thought I was like, when I wrote it, I was like, yeah, like she validated. No, girl, you're not. You're not, girl. You're not, girl. You're not a victim. Like
that is funny. It's true. I totally relate to that. When I go back and read some of my own poems and stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I'm not there anymore. Mine is a self-help book, and I feel just hearing you talk about yours, it sounds like a self-help book as well, because you can take away so many things that makes you want to change and avoid certain situations. So I really, really admire that. Where can people find your book? Where is it available?
It's available Barnes and Nobles, Amazon. There's an ebook, Kindle. It's probably on Goodreads. I mean, it's probably everywhere. You can go on my website. You can order it from me. It's pretty much probably anywhere you can get books. Honestly, yeah, anywhere you can get books.
Guys, ruin lives.
Ruin lives. Yeah, and you know what? Even though it's classified as a coming of age story, it's really for anybody. Because I mean, and I probably spoke about this on the video. We know there's even some grown women who still like don't know how to catch red flags. So I'm like, even though it's centered for a like young adult coming up, there's grown people who can learn from this book.
That book and relate.
Yeah. It's I think anybody can read the book, and guys too, because I get a lot of kind of feedback about that, like, oh, this book is only for women. No, it's for guys too. Like a guy can read this and get value out of it too, even though the main character is a woman. She's like she's still dealing with God. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because I've been, people have asked me like, well, college, guys are very like, college, guys, for life. This is not for men. They read the title and they mean this is for men, and I'm like, it can very much so not for me.
Relate. Everyone can relate and take a chapter. Something in that book can resonate with someone. I want to go back to the videos because that was my main thing that just got me hooked on you. The workplace video that you posted, I'm just going to play the clip and then I'm going to talk about it. So to my listeners, viewers, take a listen to this.
I've had to quit jobs because once the managers find out about like who I am creatively, like once they find out that I make content, once they find out that I write books, once they find out I have music and I do all the stuff, once they find that shit out, they always start acting weird toward me because to them it's like, oh, how dare you like have all of this stuff. It's like they get jealous and then they start trying to treat me with malice at the job because they're either my manager. So they're like, well, you think you have all this stuff going on, but I'm your manager. I can tell you what to do. And then they don't. And then they think like you need the job. And then I'll be like, the moment they start treating me any kind of way, I'm like, yeah, I'm out. I try not to really talk about myself outside of work. I try not to talk about like my own personal creative endeavors because the moment you do and your managers find out, they hate it because usually that's the only thing that they have going for them. Like they don't have nothing else going for them outside of them being a supervisor or a manager or whatever.
So in this video, you basically saying don't share anything personal with your manager. They will start treating you differently.
Yes.
What made you create that video? Was it personal experience, observation, or both?
It was all personal experience.
Yeah.
So like since I've been like start working at the age of 15 up until now, like if all the jobs that I've had, I don't know what it is, but as a creative, like creative people have to deal with this, or people who just have it's something about when your managers find out when you have something else or you do something else, especially if it's like cool, it just hate. Like I don't know if it's like this hate or it's I've had to experience it everywhere I went. Like anywhere I went that was like a traditional job or whatever, if they find out you do something creative on the side, it goes against you. This could also be because I am a Black woman in the workplace. I don't know if all women go through this, but this is definitely something as a Black woman I've gone through, right? I don't know if this is every woman, right? But from my experience as a young Black woman, I worked in corporate America. I worked in little retail jobs. And it's like anytime you get to talking too much about yourself and you do that, you do. Next thing you know, you're not on the schedule or your hours get cut or, or they like, they try to demote you if you have a something. It really is like a sad case. And it's just like, yeah, that's really what I was talking. I was really talking about me because I'm like, every time, I feel like, okay, maybe they cool. I could tell them a little bit about it. And then it's
exactly
sinful. And the reason why I think it is, and I don't know if I touched on that video, but I think it's because, especially at these jobs where like, retail jobs or, jobs where people sometimes a lot of times these managers, like some people, their job is all they have. And
all they have.
a lot of people, their jobs describe them, right? Like, oh, my job, like I had managers, especially the people, I've been here for 16 years, 13 years. My husband works here, my kid works here, blah, blah, blah. Those managers, and I'm dead, like I'm so serious, those managers, their whole life is the job.
It's embodied in that job.
When they meet somebody who life isn't the job,
it's like, dare you?
They can't fathom that, like, how dare your life not be this job, right? And I think the deeper meaning behind that is they see you and what you're doing or hear what you're doing outside of work. And to them, they feel like they haven't done enough, like they settled in life.
Yes.
And I really do think that's really the reason, because like, oh, I've been here for 13 years. Oh, my husband works at this location. We have a family. That's cool. But then when you hear this other person who apparently is beneath you, right, or you're their supervisor, their manager, they they want to go back to school. They do art. They do this. Oh, how they got other interests out of this job. They do other things outside of here. Oh, I don't like it because to them, oh, they don't have anything else going on outside.
Yeah.
So how dare you, somebody go over?
Yeah.
I'm over in position. How dare you have other stuff going outside this job when this job in my life? And it's like, that's not my fault. Like that's not my fault. You decided to settle and you made this job your entire life.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Are we preaching? We preaching today. I didn't know we Diamond Dej. Preacher Dej. I'm Preacher Dej up here today. But I
did video. I think I saved this video. I saved that video when I saw that, and I was like, yo, she hit it on the head. I sent it to one of my friends that felt the same way, and she was like, you see what I mean? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Exactly. I was like, this is it exactly. I mean, where I work, I just go to work and I say, okay, I'm not telling nobody nothing.
Right.
But then you kind of feel the vibe and you're like, all right, looks like we can talk a little. Sure, we'll stop some. One of my coworkers found out that I'm a published author, and they came the next day, they're like, you wrote a book? Your book is on Amazon. I saw it, your picture and everything. I'm like, oh, okay. I got a little bit nervous about it. I'm like, find out that I had a book. I didn't tell you that. Are you like Googling me? What's happening here?
They will. They will spy. Yeah, they will spy.
And I was like, stay on the book, keep it on the low, Yeah. And then it got hired to a few other people, and they found out that I have a book, and I also sew, I make clothes, and they found me online and my Instagram and stuff, and they just looked, and these are people that used to bond with me and laugh. And the minute they found out these things, I was excluded from lunch. I wasn't invited out to certain things anymore. Mornings went to like me saying, hey, morning. Oh, hey, how's it going? And I just felt like, what's going on? What did I do? And you feel alone and in a box of your own.
Yeah.
And you wonder, what triggered that? Is it because of my creativity?
It definitely is.
You know what I mean? But it's sad. If that's the reason why, it's very, very sad. It's not embraced.
Yeah.
It's not understood. It's misunderstood as like, oh, so you got all this stuff going on, eh? And then they say, so why are you working here? Why are you here? What are you doing here? Why are you working here? What do you mean, what am I doing here?
It's like I like and it like there's no diss to non-creative people, but non-creative people just don't understand how like creative, like they don't when it comes to a creative professional career, creativity takes like that career takes time. It could take years.
Yes,
like
exactly.
Creative professional careers are not the type to just pay you out, right? Like you have to create things, and you have to kind of be your own entrepreneur, and kind of have to build. And it's not something to rely on for stability. It's
exactly.
It doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't until you get to a certain point in your creative career. It could. But if you're not there, if you're doing
exactly,
it's not going to pay your bills. But that don't mean you shouldn't stop doing it because it's not right at the moment. So non-creative people don't understand that. And I also think it's too, I think like you, me, like creative people just have a certain light and energy about them. And people hate that because they don't have it. Some like I made a video. I don't know if you've seen this video, but I was like, some people are so miserable. And I really do think that's what it is. Like, some people are just so miserable with their lives, the fact that they made the choices that they made. So when you see somebody who's doing this stuff that to them is out of the box, they are so resentful and they hate on that so much because they like, I don't have that light. Like, I don't have the energy to like make this stuff and do what this person is doing. Like, how dare they have it? And we work at the same place and we, you know, and to me, it's like, that's just sad, right? But it comes there. Your choices that you make has nothing to do with somebody else.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Project their negativity onto you. And it's like, but I ain't got nothing to do with your path. Right. You know what you decide to do.
You decide to give this job your life. You decided you didn't want to do anything else. You decided you didn't want to explore your interests outside of the job, whatever the case is. So now you see somebody who's at your job who has these other interests and they doing this other stuff, and you feel a way about it. And you like, oh wow, like, because to them it's like, that's possible. Like, people to like work here and
do something else on the side.
Yeah, and some people, especially non-creative people, every person I work with who's creative, who do something creative, they get it. Like, people who do art and they do art. People who are creative, they understand. It's the non-creative people that they just don't understand, and that's where the problem is. And most managers are non-creative people. Most managers I have, they don't do anything creatively. Other employees that I work with always do something creatively, but the managers, it's managers for 13, 20 years, and my husband works at the other location, and we have a kid, and we just both work at this job, and it's like, we moved up. Okay, I don't hate on you when you tell me that. Like, to me, that's miserable, but
to each his own. Yeah.
But if that floats your boat, you know, I'm not about to judge you, but you can't now get mad at me because you see that I'm doing this other stuff. It's like, come on now.
Exactly. You know, in your video, I think you said, if I have to quit, I don't know, I'm going to just, I'm going to quit this job. Do you find that you end up doing that though? Does it get that bad where you're not? Really? Tell me about that.
Every time when there's like, because like I said, it always starts with once they find out, or they, like I said, creative people have a certain energy. So I have a certain energy about myself that's felt. Like, when I'm in it, people can feel it. And so people who take that as an offense, usually the managers, you know, they want to act funny towards you. They want to write you up for little stuff, you know. Or they want to, you know, we're going to try to demote you, whatever the case is. And it's like, I'm not putting up with that. Like, because at that point, and now you're my manager or whatever, it can only get worse, right? And you know what's so funny about usually when that happens? Before I feel like I have to quit a job because of stuff like that, it's like all the other good people go before me. Like, it was like the last job I had to quit because of something like that. It was like the one girl who's a good worker on our team left. Then there was other girl left, and then somebody else left. Other good workers who do their work left. And so once that started happening, kind of know what's gonna happen, because I'm like, all the good people who actually do good at their job is leaving. It's only gonna be worse for me. Like, it's only gonna be bad for me. Like, once the good people start going, you like, it's always a sign that your time is near.
Your time is up. Yeah.
So that's what was happening at the last other, and I was just like, all the good people were leaving. Okay. And then I wanted to go back to school. They didn't like that. And they were like, oh, well, you're going back to school. Well, you know, at your position now, if you go back to school, like, we wouldn't be able to keep you at your position. We'll have to demote you, whatever. And I was like, okay. So at that point, they were pretty much giving me an ultimatum. You either go to school or you stay with your hours with where you're at. And I'm like, I'm not trying to move up in this. Like, I'm not trying to do that. So I just was like, yeah, it's time for me to go. But it's, you kind of there's always signs. Like, every time I had to do it, there's always been signs when like good people leave, or they bring in new management that's bad, or a good, decent manager left, and now you got this new person. And it's always like, oh, I know what this is turning to. I just have to prepare myself. I'm like, this happening, and then stuff start going downhill. The company start making changes, and you like, I can
think it's about that time.
Yeah, it was just they were leaving, and I just felt it. And then once they pretty much gave me an ultimatum, go back to school or stay here for 4, I was like, I got to go.
Oh man, it's sad because that's the world that we live in. There's no appreciation for, artists or creativity in the workplace. You have to keep a lot of things private. And the minute people find out your creative side, it's looked at, and sometimes I thought it would be looked at really good, but
you would think you'd be like, oh wow, you're an interesting person.
No.
Yeah. You're interesting, all right, but it's like you're more interesting than me, and I'm over you, or you're more interesting. Oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna do something about that. It's like, why is it punished? I don't know why. Like,
why is it punished? It is punished. It's not praised. It's not really admired. You're kind of looked at like you think you're all that, but you're not human like that.
That's just what they think. Like they think you are all that. I never thought I was all that. You know what I'm saying? But people put their own. Oh, you're doing all day today. You think you're better. It's like, no, you think I'm better because I'm doing this. I don't think. I'm just trying to, and that's what's kind of frustrating about creativity too, because after you do that, you quit jobs, whatever, you like, man, I wish I could just get paid to do my creative stuff. Like I just wish my creative stuff
was our own boss, their own say.
Yeah, but it's like, it's just a journey with the creative. Like it's not creative stuff. And I was saying this in a recent video, because people were complaining about TikTok and how, now TikTok has new it's got a new company that owns it now, and they were saying, oh, the creator fund, like you used to be able to, if you made videos on here and you had an audience, you got paid all this money, you could pay your bills. Now they changed it, you're not making as much. And I was kind of like, but that's the problem with like capitalism in our society, is that capitalism has us thinking that creative stuff should pay your bills, when reality, creativity and art was never meant to be monetization. It was always just meant to self-express. It was meant to be a symbol of the times. People didn't think about, ooh, am I going to get paid for this painting? We do that now because everything have a price tag on it. So now we trying to pick ourselves out. Ooh, I'm trying to get paid off everything I do. But when you were a kid, nobody had to pay you. You just did it.
You just did it.
Like nobody had to pay you to make that song or pay you to write that short story. You did it because that was you. That's how you were expressing. And I think that in these times, with like everything is about $1, because stuff is so expensive, everything is going up. We want to put a price on our creativity so bad. Like, oh, I just want to make this, this money over. But what I have to remind myself, because I was getting very frustrated. I was like, man, I have all these creative ability. I can do all this stuff. But it's like, here I am working at this job. Here I am like, myself back in this position. But it's just like, you can't put a price on creativity. Like that journey, the creative journey, it's going to take time.
Gonna take time. Yeah.
You're gonna see a lot. You're gonna have to put in a lot of effort and energy before you ever see a return. And I had to like really, hammer that in my head. Like you can't expect to be paying your bills and doing all this stuff off your creativity. That's something that you are still growing. It's gonna take way more energy and time. So once I learned that, I was like, okay, I'm not putting the price tag on my creativity. I'm still gonna do it and do it when I can. But I'm going back to school. I'm gonna make, you got to learn how to work with it. But yeah, I think that is the frustrating thing. And even other creative people I work with, they like, man, they act or they do, and they like, I just wish acting could pay. I just wish I didn't have to work hard.
You're full time.
It's like, that's not how creativity. It doesn't work that way.
It takes time. It's true. It reminds me of me when I started out with my creativity. I started to do public speaking, and I wasn't charging. And they would say, what's your fee? I want you to come and speak to these kids. What's your fee? And I'm like, it's okay. I'll come and speak, because I looked at it like I was just sharing my story, And when I started to sew, I would just sew pieces and just let people wear them. Oh, you're going to a party? Wear this dress. Here's my business card. I wouldn't charge. I did a lot of things for free until it got to the point where, even my parents.
can actually make, now
all of this stuff.
Yeah, now I'm in a, now I'm in now I'm in a, actual, I've learned enough of my creative where I can actually, charge for this stuff, right?
Yeah, but start off little and just say, I'm just gonna get it out there, and if people see that it's a service that they want to start paying for.
Right.
But it's right. You said it right. When we were young and we're growing up, we just wanted to do our stuff. Never wanted to just be paid and say, I'm going to do this for the money, do this for the money.
Yeah.
Never about that.
Yeah, it was never about that. So I think people have to remind themselves of that, because there was just a lot of creators who was like, oh, when now they changed the, the creative fund. I'm going off of here. I can't pay my bills. And I'm like, but you didn't come here to you didn't come to this app because you were trying to pay your bills. The creative fund didn't exist until like 2 years ago. So you've been on this app. You were just making videos for free. Mm-hmm. Now, all of a sudden, it was just only about the money. It's like, we can't even, it really is a larger effect of capitalism in this society, which is why we do want to, put a price tag on our creative stuff. But it's like, it's just not meant for that. You got to remember the origin. That's why I was like, I'm not going to try to rush, or I'm not going to give up or say, I'm just not writing. I'm just not going to make videos no more. I'm just not going to write no more because it ain't paying my bills. It's a waste of time. So I'm just only going to do things that make me money. But it's like, then I'm losing myself in the process, because that's just who I am. Like, there are some days I'm like, man, I just wish I wasn't creative. There are some days I'm like, I wish I wasn't a creative. Or like, I wish I didn't have this need in me to create.
It's like a tug of war, it's a tug of war. I find you just feel like I need to make money to pay my bills. You go into the workplace, but while you're there, your mind is running on so many creativity things, and you're like, I feel mine is a tug of war. It's just like, I'm pulled in two different directions, and I'm like, money, no money. But I love being here, but it ain't giving me the money that I need.
Right. And I think for me too, this was like the when I had worked in corporate America, like this was like right after college. I worked at like an ad agency, whatever. My creativity was so killed. Like, I couldn't even recognize myself. Like, I was so dead going into that office every day. Like, I would be in meetings and they like, come up with ideas for this account. Blah, blah. I couldn't think of anything. Like, I hadn't, like, my creativity was literally dead. And like, it just didn't feel like me. It felt so wrong. It felt so wrong to, like, for me to not have an idea, for me to not be creative. It felt so wrong. And I just didn't like that feeling. So once I like got out of that and I started creating, I started making music and stuff. And then I wrote the book. It like, I had like, and that's the thing about a creative is like, when you are truly creative, like not creating, not having, it feels wrong to you. And, and I was making good money at that job or whatever, but I was miserable every day and I had no ideas. Like, I couldn't think of anything. And I was just like, this is just not me to not be creative, it just wasn't me. And so,
almost like a betrayal to yourself. You were betraying yourself. You just felt like, who am I? Like,
Like, and I was making decent money, but I was just like, this is just, I can't. I can't do it. I have to have some avenue where I'm expressing myself, and like that's what non-creative people don't get. Like my brother, he's a non-creative person. He's very like money. Like he'll jump into an industry he could care less about, but if he make money, he gonna do it. And we never understood each other on that part. Cause he's like, why you want to do that? It don't make no money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He like, I don't know why you want to do that. It ain't gonna make you no money. And it's so hard to explain. It's like, it's not just about, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, this is just who I am. Like, it's just, I was like, it's so hard to explain it to non-creative people. Because to them, it won't make sense. Like,
yeah,
if you don't make money, or if you're not then why are you doing it? But yeah, that's been like a whole thing, and I'm just like, who I am. It's just I have to do it. I have to do.
Creative energy. For those who are listening, the creative energy, you have to put it out there. It's hard.
It makes sense. Like, even if it's like it's not gonna make you no money, when you start like. You're going to write. And here's the thing. You got to spend money on the creative. Like,
exactly. To make money. To make money.
Right. It costs money to publish a book. It costs money to put out a song. It costs money to do this stuff. And you might not see that return at the moment. But like, and that doesn't make sense to a lot of people. But it's like, man, when you just have to express yourself, or you want to express yourself and put out, it's something that you just have to do. And that's the caveat with like being a creative. Is just like, man, sometimes I was man, some days I'll be like, man, why do I want to? Like when I had to get an editor for my book, I was like, man, do I really want to put this book? Like, do I really want to pay this fee to get it? But I'm like, if I don't get an editor, my book gonna go out there with a bunch of mistakes.
Yes.
I'm just like, I gotta spend the money to
Gotta do it.
but it's
Gotta do it. Yeah.
dang, do I really want
That feeling.
it's like this whole thing. People just don't understand.
They don't get it. I totally hear what you're saying. And it is a process. And as a creative individual, you struggle with some of these feelings and you just give in to some of these urges sometimes, but it's hard. And I just hope that eventually we'll get to that place where we don't really have to have that little struggle. We're at that place where we're doing what we want to do,
Right.
full 100, like 100.
Yeah. No, I hope to get and you know what, like you ever heard somebody say, it's not about the it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Man, when you try to pay your bill, like that is a slap in the face. Like that saying of it's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. I get it. At the same time, it's like when you trying to pay your bills, you're trying to make it in life, and somebody talking about, oh, you shouldn't be worried about getting there and making it. You just be appreciative of the journey. It's like, yeah, it's easy to say right now, but I get it. Because when I look back at like when I first started, I first moved and all this stuff, and I'm like, wow, like I really had some good times. I really met a lot of cool people and worked with so many cool people, but in the moments it wasn't fun. Like that whole it's about the journey, not the destination. It's like I'm trying to get there. Like I'm trying to get there already, but I think it's fair to say
the journey really sticks with you. Yeah, the journey is really straight through.
Yeah, like when your creative profession is actually paying for your life, it's easy for you to tell somebody,
it's not about
destination's about the journey. Yeah, all right, yeah, but it is been a amazing, crazy journey though, creative journey. Like I've learned so much about myself. I just learned so much about life. I mean, when I think back at it, like I wouldn't trade it for the world, because I just done so much cool things and being able and still doing stuff, and I'm excited about the stuff that I am getting to do and coming. So I'm like, I'm not like complaining about my journey as a creative.
You love that. You never know what's next. The journey still continues. I'm really enjoying our conversation. There's so many things that you're touching on that I'm like, oh
yeah,
I'm this so happy. All true.
Yeah, I've been through so much. I just try to keep it real with everything. Keep it real to myself, but because I know, like I know about stuff. I know about not believing in yourself and self-doubt and not liking yourself and being down and listening to everybody else. I just been there, and was able to get myself out of that and believe in myself and to trust myself and stuff. So it's like I've been on both sides. So when I see people who like they're in that space of they're in toxic relationships, they don't believe in themselves, I'm like, I'm not about to judge this person because I've been there. Like I know what it's like, but when I speak, I'm speaking from a person who was there and have managed to come up to where I'm at now. And so it's like I do have that empathy for people who are in that situation. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm like, I'm not judging anybody, because I'm like, I've been at the bottom, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, one thing about me, whatever lessons that life teaches me, I try to remember it, and I try to utilize it so I won't be in the situation again. And then if I could tell somebody who want to listen that it could help them, then that's just what I try to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to close off the loop with the workplace setting, what we're touching on, because that video and just oversharing at work. What should people share at work, if anything, would you say to someone listening? Because some people just really can't go to work and not really socialize or talk. But what would you say they should share, if anything?
I mean, you can tell them you got a pet. If you have a dog or cat, you could tell them, your favorite snack.
Universal.
You can tell them your favorite color. You can tell them your favorite actor and the movies that you like.
Okay.
Tell them your favorite song.
Yes.
It's very surface level.
Neutral. Okay.
Because one thing is like right now, like I work in a group of women and people talk. Like, so whatever you telling somebody, most likely they gonna know somebody in another department because that's just what people at work, they bored, they whatever, they got nothing to do for them hour, whatever case. So people are just talking about people. Although, so like,
yes,
you just wanna be in a position where if they start talking about you, they not saying anything personal. Like they just, whatever. Maybe I don't know if they talk about your work style, whatever, but you just don't want to give anybody ammunition on you because there are times like I'm just in the circle doing my work and I'm hearing chatter and they talking about people's relationships and husband and this and I'm like, y'all are messy, like really, y'all are really messy, and I don't want to be involved in that.
Yeah. Which leads me to, for someone listening right now who feels stuck at work, because they've overshared. What's your advice to that person? They just feel like, oh gosh, I've overshared. I said so.
Well, if you already overshared, don't share anymore. That's the first thing you do. Don't share anymore. Don't, like, if somebody come up to you and be like, oh, I heard this about you or something, just be like, I don't know what you like.
Don't entertain it. Yeah.
Don't deny or approve anything. Just be like, I don't know. People just say whatever. Don't ever deny or approve anything if whatever is being said. Just mind your business. Like, if managers or whoever are just starting to act funny, honestly, until they try to either affect your hours or your schedule, I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, but some managers, they'll just be weird for you, whatever. But it's really when they start playing with your money, playing with your hours, that's when it gets like, okay, then you might want to look for them. and then at that point, if you see stuff reflected with your hours or your schedule or something like that, then that might be one of the go ahead and go on Indeed or whatever. You might have to look for another job because usually when they start tampering with your schedule and stuff, and especially if you ask them about it once or twice, you're like, hey, I noticed my schedule was, and they're like, oh yeah,
yes,
fix it or whatever. And then it's not fixed the next week, and you like, hey, I thought this was, oh yeah. And then you see there's really no change after you spoke to them about everything. You like, okay, this is not.
But is it easy? Is it that easy to quit though and walk away? Because a lot of people who might be listening may say, but I've kind of been in this company for quite some time. I can't just be quitting and just be like, bye, okay, bye.
I think it depends on the actual situation with the place you're at. But I am a firm believer that if the place isn't doing right by you, it's not meant for you, no way.
Right for you.
Every time I have quit, I was so scared to quit because I'm like, this is where I'm getting my money at, right? But I had to understand that, and I think it was just like God or the universe told me, it was just like, if it's not meant for you anyway, you won't need it anyway. Like if it's not serving you, then it's not for you anyway. And so that was very hard to accept because you're like, but I need money, blah, blah. But literally every time I quit job, I've always gotten another one. So it's just like, if it's not for you anyway, if it's not doing right by you anyway, and this is like, if you've been stressed out at this job, if you if you feel like people are just nasty to you at the job, if every day you complain before you get into work, every time before you clock in, you like, oh, if you wake up in the morning, you like, oh my God. So if you're in an energy, because I've been in energies, like if you in a constant energy state like that, then it's kind of a no-brainer. Like, because obviously this job is doing so much stress on you, on your body, on your mental. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's just like, these people are annoying, but, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Maybe stick it out as long as they're not being funny. But if it's one of them cases where you like, or I in the parking lot because you don't want to go in. I've been in jobs like that too, where I cried. I didn't
in the parking lot before you walk through the door.
Yeah, like I've been in jobs where like I cried in the parking lot because I really did want to go with, like, if it's something that
Bad, yeah.
clear,
Yikes.
you gotta let that go.
You gotta leave. You gotta leave.
Yeah, you gotta let that go. So that I guess that's what I'm saying. Is like, if it's like severe in a severe case, if it's like, oh, they're a little annoying, but it is what it is.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. But if it's like every day I wake up, I dread my existence, before, because I have to go to this job. If it's something like that, then yeah,
yeah, it's about that time.
Yeah, it's about that.
Hope you guys are enjoying our conversation, taking some notes. Those are some really good suggestions for you to look at it, especially 2026 New Year. A lot of people are thinking, do I want to make a career change, a career switch, move on to something else? So I hope this will give you some insight as to what's next, what you should.
Yeah.
So definitely.
I think, and I want to get your opinion on this, because I kind of made this kind of conclusion, but it's like, when you're creative, you have two personalities, right? You have your creative persona, and then you have your persona that like pays the bills, whatever the case is. So it's like, you technically are moving into the world as two different people. One end, you are, trying to get your creative endeavors, you're creating, and then on one end, you are working a regular job, working in corporate America, trying to get money. So it's like, I feel that so much more now. It's like, I feel like I have two people in me.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, I like how I call like Diamond Dej is like the kid. And then like my regular persona is like, that's the adult. And like I, as the adult, have to do what I have to do, whether that's work a job or to pay his dreams, which is the creative dreams, in which, that's like, if there's like a creative opportunity come up or a book that have to come
exactly.
It's like, I feel like I'm like a parent child. Yes. I call it like a parent child. It's like, okay,
it's true.
The child, just have everything. But there are times where sometimes the stuff that the creative or the child does, it does pay for stuff. So it's like, but I feel like I'm moving in the world as like two
different. I never looked at it that way, but now that you said that, it's true.
Yeah. So when I go to work in the morning, I'm like, all right, this is the adult me going to work, doing this, you know what I'm saying? So I can provide for my child, Diamond Dej, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of how I see it. It's like, I'm
just in the dreams. Yes. Making sure they get everything that their hearts desire.
Yeah. Or yeah, it's kind of like the younger you or whatever, or creative versus like the world you, or the case is, and like your goal is to, do what you need to do in the world to provide for that inner child or that creative side of you.
Yes.
So that's kind of how it's that way.
Yes. That's interesting. It's true. I never looked at it that way, but now that you paint that picture for me, I kind of see it like, that is exactly how I've been navigating life.
Yeah.
It's true. Wow. Very good. Let's touch on some rapid fire questions. I want to, say some questions to you and have you answer them as fast as you can. Just think of the first answer that comes to mind, and that's why we call it rapid fire.
Okay, let's see.
All right, let's get into it. So, speaking your mind or keeping your peace?
Keeping my peace.
Keeping your peace.
Keeping my peace. Yeah.
All right. That's very important. Keeping your peace. Yeah. All right. Keep it real or keep it moving?
Keep it moving.
Really? What is happening here?
Yeah, cause you know what? Just I know this is the rapid fire, but like my thinking process is, even if I were to keep it real or speak my mind, the person on the other end may not receive it. It could be a waste of time. I'd rather just keep it. Yeah. That's kind of
I like that analogy behind it.
Yeah.
Work friends or strictly coworkers?
Strictly coworkers. Ain't no such thing as a work friend, man.
She said there's no such thing as a work friend. That's another topic as well. There is a work.
Because then I seen the thing, it was like, Nobody had finished your work, because when you leave that job, do any of them people hit you up? No. Every time I left the job, or I thought somebody was my friend, every time I left that job, or
I want to follow up with you. Yeah.
Yeah, really, I never really heard from him again. So
that was it. It was just that chapter, and they left them there. Wow.
Yeah.
Post it or keep it private?
Post it.
Post it. It's coming out. Journaling or talking it out?
Talking it out.
Yes.
I like journaling, but I like to talk.
I like to talk about it. I'm more for journaling. I just want to just put it in a book, close it, and be like, I let it out. That's it. Oh, here's a good one. I gotta know this one. Silence or confrontation?
Silence.
Really?
And it depends on the situation, though. It depends.
Okay. So it all depends as to who.
Yeah, it depends on the situation. Yeah. Because to me, some people aren't worth your words. Like to me, adults do things intentional. So it's like no adult is doing something. Oh, I didn't know you knew what you were doing.
You know what you're doing.
You did nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? Because you knew what you were doing. Now, if it's a case where it's like, okay, we've been cool and this never happened before, and I haven't seen you on any weird energy before, and something happened, then yeah, I want to confront it. But if it's like, no, you knew what you were doing.
What you were doing.
Yeah.
Crossword. Yeah.
A lot of people know what they're doing. They just hope you don't find out about it. So,
yeah.
From me, like, bye.
I love that response behind it.
Yeah.
Going viral or staying authentic?
Staying authentic.
Staying authentic.
Yeah. Because if you stay authentic, you can go viral.
You can have
that's what happened to me. I just stay authentic, and
now
eventually, eventually you go viral. So, yeah.
9 to 5 or creative freedom?
Creative freedom always. Creative freedom always.
All day, every day.
Yep.
Saying less or saying it all?
Ooh, that's hard because it depends on the situational things. I'm gonna just say saying less. Say saying
less.
Yeah.
Sometimes less is more. Less is better. Less. Saying less. Now, are you a coffee or a tea person?
Tea.
What type of tea you like?
I like. I hate to say, let me tell you something about matcha though.
What do you like this matcha thing? What the matcha is?
Look, I've been on matcha way before it was viral. Like way before it was viral. But you know what I am? I'm a big kombucha person, and kombucha is tea. It's a fermented tea, and I love kombucha. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a different one. Are you heels or sneakers?
Sneakers. Yeah, the girlies don't wear heels to the club no. Yeah. I mean, it's such a rare occurrence to see women in here. I don't know what it is, but like seeing a woman just random on a random day in heels, you just like, wow, like you really like. I can't fathom just wearing some heels on a random day. If I'm not going anywhere, like there are women you just see in the grocery store shopping, they got heels on. You be like, wow, like I'm like very moved by that. Like you really just put that on for just a general occasion.
You never know. Some ladies are on a mission, eh? You always have to look the part, dress up nice to go to the grocery store. You can't wear the tie and those stuff to go.
No, when I see them, I be like, you know what? Yeah. That's right there.
In that line, somebody might be looking at you like, oh, I'm so glad I wore them heels today because.
Oh my God. Yeah. More power to them ladies.
Just never know. Nice. Love that. That's our rapid fire segment. Let's touch in a little bit on your mental, emotional, and creative wellness. How do you protect your mental health while being so outspoken? Because mental health is very important to me. How do you protect yours, especially as outspoken?
I have to say, I keep to myself. Crazy enough, I'm a highly introverted person. If I don't have to be at work, I'm pretty much at the crib. And I've gotten critiqued like by friends. So like, you never go out nowhere. I really don't. It's actually something that like I tell myself every year, I'm gonna do more, and go out more. It never happens. It's just like, it never happens. Like, I'm just so, when I get home, I'm like,
That's it. Yeah.
I love music, so I listen to music. I just be in my own little world. I don't be thinking about going outside or going to a place or party. So like, some of my friends or people, they like, you need to go out more. You need to go here. Then they just like, it's just,
Yeah.
I just enjoy my
Your own time.
That's how I
love that.
really stay, keep my head above water, because I'm just with me. I know
Mhm.
my energy. I sit with myself, and I try to keep my thoughts positive. If I have anything I need to get out, I get out. I either talk it out, and I see,
Yes.
or I do. And that's another thing, creative stuff. Like, I write it out. Like,
Mhm.
I use creativity to write out those things, because you can't hold it in. You gotta let it out somewhere. And then it don't matter how you get it out. You can scream it, you can write it, you can talk it, you could
Yeah.
art about it. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm in those things, I usually do want to just do one or the other. But yeah, I'm highly introverted though. It's really crazy. Like, people, when you see my videos, you think I'm just, yeah, I don't. I like, and people have thought that my whole life. I don't know why. Well, they would see me, or they see me out, and they're like, "Oh, you look like you know where all the parties are. You look like you be out and about." And I am a straight homebody. I am at home, and that's just always a shocker to people. I'm like, I don't know what it is about me that look like I'm just.
You just go out and be,
Yeah, I know all over the place, and I know all where the parties at, and I know all these people. I'm at home.
wow. You see? Protect your mental health. I'm a homebody as well, especially now during winter. I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, and then it costs like $100 just to go anywhere. Like, it's like, every time I think about, what, maybe I should go somewhere. I gotta find an outfit, makeup. That's energy. Then I gotta go out, drive. I drive, and they make me mad here because they can't drive. So then I'm subjecting myself to being mad. And then the paying for parking is crazy. There's so many pay for parking lots that you got to pay for a lot of these places. Then you got to pay for park. By the time you get there, I'm already like, my energy is already in such a bad place.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd rather just
stay home.
And that's kind of a little bit of a downer way of looking at it, but that really could be how it is.
Yes, you have to protect your mental health the best way you can. I like that. If you feel comfortable in your own space, your own company, definitely. A lot of people are doing that these days, just feeling like, I don't really want to go out. And I find as you get older in age, nobody wants to really go out anymore and do anything. They just
do anything worthwhile. Like, I'm not a drinker. I'm not a
either. Yeah.
People club or bar. No, that's not really like. That's just not my vibe. Now, I am used, like, there was I think I had made a video about, like, is club culture dead or something, and somebody in my comment was like, "Oh, you don't go to the club to pick people up. Like, you don't go to the club to find somebody." And I'm like, I go to the club for the DJ. Like, if I'm going to a club, I'm going for the music. I don't go to drinks. I don't go to meet somebody. I simply, if I'm going, it's because the DJ and the music. That's why I'm going.
Exactly.
They was like, who goes to the club just for music? I do. Like, I would go. That's the only reason why I'm going, because the DJ. I hope the DJ good. Like,
it's true. That's my reason for going as well, and for the food. If an event is having good food, I'm usually there. I'm a big food.
Yeah,
I'm coming for the food.
Oh yeah, I'll get out the house with some food. That's one thing I'm getting out the house for. If it,
Get out the house for it, yeah. There's gotta be food. All right.
Yeah, like, oh, you want to go try some food? Yep, let's go. Yeah, food. Yep.
I'll see you in a minute. Do you feel pressure to always have a strong opinion, with your videos? Do you feel the pressure to be like, okay, should I always have like a strong opinion? Yeah.
I have had that. Because here's the thing, like, even though I've been posting for a minute and I kind of know the type of videos that would do really well, you really just don't know. But there are times when, like, I'm editing the video and I'm like, oh yeah, this is not as, this is not as controversial, or this is not gonna get as much. Okay. But here, the one thing that got me out of that though was, I'm like, never waste content.
Yes.
So I never, even if it's a video, I don't know, oh, this not gonna get that many views. I don't want to waste content. And for me, I'm more concerned with being consistent than having every video go viral. So to me, it's like I'm more concerned with can I keep my discipline and consistency and post 2 times a day. So I'm just concerned with posting twice a day. Now, whether one of them videos go up or not,
Yeah.
cool, but I posted 2 times a day. So when I started focus more on discipline, like staying consistent with content, that kind of helped me with with this content, it probably won't do as well. And the thing, what I've learned about posting is you don't know what's gonna, even if you might have a clue, you still don't know what the algorithm is gonna boost. There's a video I did. It was one of the first, it was like driving is a conspiracy, I think.
Yes, I saw that one. I
did not know that video would do, like, that was my first time doing like, oh, I have a conspiracy there. I didn't know. That video did very well. And I was like, I did not know that. So it's like, I think if creators concern themselves more with being consistent with posting versus like, is this content good or not? Because that's not up to you to determine. It's up to the audience to determine. So you don't want to delete some content or not post something because you think it's not going to do good. It could do good. Other people might think it's good. So I had to learn. I was very bad at that when I first started posting. I was like, oh, this is not going to be, I'm not, it's always the content that you like, don't ever do good. Like the content you like, the video, I like this. Post it, you get rarely nothing on that video. The video you never thought, never expected, usually be the videos that go up. So I've learned to just, I don't care. I'm not wasting content. I'm not wasting content, and I'm more concerned out there.
It's true. It's the same with my podcast. Like when I first started, I was like, I don't know which episode or what subject you talk about that people are going to gravitate to. And I did like a top 5 of 2025. And I was a little bit surprised to see like who made the top 5 and stuff. Really? These type of topics. Okay. So all right. You just never know what connects to people, what people really want to hear. And what feeds them. So
it's good to have an idea. It's good to have an idea because like I know like workplace stuff, Brian would do well, stuff.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, so when I am in the car, sometimes I'm like, okay, like maybe I should share another workplace content. People want to hear more of that. And then I pay attention to what does well because I'm like, okay, this like, or like when I talk about parents and raising kids and stuff. Those videos, people have a lot to say. So I keep in mind of the topics that do well, but I'm not very honed on like, oh, this video is not gonna, I'm just gonna throw it away, because I'm wasting content. That's because I gotta post twice a day for the next year. So I don't care if this video only get a few views. I just gotta post it because it's about being consistent.
That's discipline. Twice a day. That is discipline.
Yep.
Back to your mental health. How has writing or artwork, like you say you paint, you do some artwork as well. How has that helped you process life in general?
Well, I don't paint or do anything like I wish. But I would say like I do make jewelry, so I do like the Christmas. That's like a passion project thing that I do. And how does that help? It's to help just express myself. I think I am a person who I'm a person who likes to express themselves. Whether it's through colors, like I wear a lot of bright colors. I guess it's just like the feeling of just like expressing yourself or doing something that you like. I feel like myself, you know what I'm saying? Like it makes me feel like me. And also when you get to share that with people, that's even better. Like I will say, like the necklaces back in 2019, I kind of had like a spiritual journey. I kind of embarked on like a spiritual journey, and I started learning about crystals and stuff. And I was like, oh, I want to get some crystals. But I quickly learned that if I just kept a crystal in my pocket, I'm gonna lose it. And I kept losing crystals because it's like I keep the crystal in your pocket and it's like gone. So I was like, I need to find a way to better like keep a hold of my crystals. So I was like, how about I wear the crystal? If I wear the crystal, then I could keep it. So I actually just like Googled I went on YouTube and I'm like, how do you wrap crystals?
Yes.
I kind of learned just through watching videos how to wrap crystals. So I started wrapping my crystals and I would wear them to work. People
Yeah.
would be like, oh, wow. Like, where did you buy that crystal necklace? I love that. I was like, I just made it. And they like, can you make me one? That's how it all started.
That's how it goes. Yes.
It started with like one person like, oh, can you make me a necklace? I'm like, sure. I made them a necklace and then they wear it and somebody asking them where they got that from. And it just became this thing and people kept telling me, you need to sell them, you need to sell them. I had no intentions, like we talked about earlier, creativity, you don't really think about monetizing it, when you first start off, you don't think about monetizing your creativity. So, but people kept saying you need to sell it, you need to sell it. So I was like, okay, I tried to figure out ways to sell it. But now I'm at the point where I have done like craft markets. So I'll like make a set of jewelry, like a bunch of crystal necklaces, a bunch of stuff, and I'll actually go to markets and I have like a table in a tent and I'll go out and I'll sell my stuff. And just to see like people's responses and just see like their face light up and like, oh, this is really, nice. I'm gonna buy this. And like that's been a journey of its own. I'm like, wow, people really like the stuff that I create. I think it's just that, like,
yeah.
I think the idea of like creating something that's like that was in your mind and bringing it to life and then having people like appreciate that. There's just
a good feeling. Yeah.
There's just something so magical.
Yes.
He did not exist before I I somehow took it out. It was in my mind. I took that. I somehow made it real. And now here I am to the point where I'm having it in front of others. And now other people can enjoy it. They can be inspired by it. And I think that's the real reason why I like to create, because it's like,
that feeling. Yeah.
That's just so cool to me. Like, how cool is it? You had something, an idea pop up, you took it, you made it real, and now you get to share it, and now other people are inspired. Now other people feel seen, other people feel heard. It's like, that's just amazing.
Like a best feeling. It's true.
Yeah. It's like that's
feeling. Yeah.
Money can't buy
that. No, cannot buy that. And that's what I love when people come to me and say, I want to make a dress. I have this outfit in my mind that I want you to create and bring to life. And when you do make it and they wear it and they just say, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What's that feeling? And just that you were able to bring something for them, as you said, it's a really good feeling.
Yeah. And I think that's the real reason why I just like to create stuff, because it's just cool. It's just like, and it's just unbelievable. It's like, wow, like I did that. Like these every day when somebody DM me about my videos, or even how like I'm always amazed. I'm like, this opinion, this idea that I had, and I just spoke it on, and I pressed record and I posted it.
Yes.
And it's like, people, I get messages, people say like, I thought I was on one. I feel seen, I feel heard, I feel validated. And I'm like positively impacting someone, all because I decided to press record and just say how I felt. Like, that is just so, it's so crazy to me, but I'm just blown away. Like every day I get them, and I always respond to those DMs when I can and be like, thank you so much. Thank you. Because I'm just like, I just don't, it's crazy how it's the little inspire people. So
love that. It's the little things. You just never know. Again, what I said, who needs to hear what you're putting out there, whose life you're touching, and you've done just that. You make the connection, and again, why we're here. This brings us to a segment of our show called Good Things Are Coming. This is a segment of my show where I like to leave our listeners and our viewers with a positive affirmation to basically help them through the week. So I'm going to drop a little good things are coming because, and then I'm going to have Diamond drop a little good things are coming because. So good things are coming because, and this is an affirmation I want my listeners and my viewers to repeat after me. All right. Because I trust my voice, I trust my timing, I trust that staying true to myself will always lead me where I need to be. Right? That's my little affirmation. 2 snaps. So Diamond, good things are coming because ... Go ahead.
Good things are coming because you believe it.
Ooh.
And because you want them to come and you work toward it to become, so they will come.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love that. You just claim it, put it out in the universe.
Yeah.
Because you believe it. Love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Diamond, what's next for you? Where can people find you? Tell us a little bit about what you got working on, what's going on behind the scenes. Book number two.
Yeah. So let's see. Where everybody can find me everywhere at Diamond Dej. If you type Diamond Dej, any platform, I should pop up. Unless it's like one of those newer platforms, like I don't know, some people talk like Skydance or something. I'm not on there, but like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Fanbase, Twitter, like I'm on those. Next for me, I think it's for my videos, I think it's just to just stay persistent. Because like I said, in the beginning when I was posting nothing, but I just kept doing it, and then people start finding me, so I think my goal is just to keep growing. I've seen slow growth but sure growth. Like I've grown so much just within the last few months.
Yeah.
So I just want to keep posting videos, keep sharing my thoughts. I did have this idea to start a live. And that might be something I want to get into, like to start a live where people who watch myself, we can actually like have panel discussions about topics that I discuss. Cause because sometimes like the comments, some of my videos, like the comments are full of people sharing. I'm just like, man, this would be such a great topic to like get on a live and like have a panel discussion. So I kind of noticed that. So I was like, yeah, maybe I should cultivate that space.
Mm-hmm.
I have been kind of like planning to do something like that. As far as book, yes. I have been writing a second book.
Nice.
And so I am definitely kind of querying that out, seeing feedback and stuff like that. Because with the book stuff, I'm hoping to actually take my books and adapt them into screenplays. For like TV shows and films and stuff. So that's kind of what I want to get into. I kind of want to take my books and then learning screenwriting. I've been like looking up researching screenwriting stuff because I think I want to lead down that direction. I think that would be cool. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
That's the creativity just unfolding. There's not an end there. I really, really love that for you. Diamond, I want to say thank you for, showing up and your honesty and just being so unapologetically, like your videos and your opinions. It's just authentic, as you say, and people are drawn to that, people are drawn to that. So never change. Never change. I love conversations that channel us and challenge us to think differently and outside of the box. And it protects ourselves as well, especially in spaces where we spend so much of our lives in, as we touched on.
Right.
Places. All right. Workplaces, so for everyone listening, if this episode resonated with you, make sure you subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear it. And follow Diamond Dej for more real, unfiltered conversation. Her name is going to be in the bottom in her notes there, her Instagram page, the name of her book. So connect with her and follow her page. Any last words, any words of inspiration, motivation you want to drop to my peeps listening?
Yes, I just want to say, Monie, thank you so much for reaching out to me, considering me, because like I'm very still kind of new to like the growth journey for content. So like I said, it's my first podcast doing this. I was like, this is so great. And I see you like upcoming in your podcast. I'm like, this is the networking across. Like, this is what creativity is about. It's not always about, I'm trying to reach the top person, but I appreciate you. Your content is amazing, dope. And I'm definitely, hopefully I see you in one of my books. I definitely want to do that. But then just thank you for giving, creatives just a platform to speak, to have real conversations, because we had a very real conversation. And I think that just needs to happen more. Like, people are desperate for real conversations because there's so much fake and phony out there and so many people playing a role. So it's nice to be able to talk to a real person and just just talk about the things that we feel and say what's on our mind. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Thank you as well for being our guest. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And just sharing a part of you that we definitely needed to hear and explore. So again, to our listeners, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching, and continue to be true to your authentic self. Bye for now.